Elias Hanna joins us from Beirut. He's a retired Lebanese army general, a senior lecturer on strategy, geopolitics and history of Lebanon at the American University of Beirut. General, thank you so much for your time. Many people say that Israel is using these leaflets, which are ordering people to move to certain areas if they want to stay alive, as an excuse that it's following international law. But my question to you is, have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, this war is different from the previous operation against Hamas or Gaza. The castle, the pillar of defense, all of that. The Israelis, they used to use the leaflets first, but it was limited operation. They used to use the roof knocking, as we say, or automated calls, and but this one, it's like, as the Guardian has really dubbed and named this operation, it's between genocide and domicide. Domicide means that they are destroying everything, the domicile of people. And what is really reflecting the situation is the number of innocent people killed, civilian, almost 21,000. Most of them are women and children. But we have to really differentiate between castleds or the pillar of defense and this operation. This operation, it is not as usual mowing the grass. It's about really uprooting Hamas, destroying Gaza, and creating what we call an adequate situation for Israel post-Hamas, politically, militarily, and maybe ideologically.
In terms of intelligence, how difficult would it be for the Israelis to identify every member of Hamas or any other armed group that may be confronting them, for example, Palestinian Islamic Jihad? They say they're looking for Hamas members, but as you rightly say, 21,000 people have been killed in that search. How difficult is it to identify an individual member of an armed group?
Let me tell you something, that this kind of war, the characteristic of this war is totally different from a conventional war. It is in the urban area. Hamas is embedded within the society. It's a point of strength. However, we are seeing a lot of casualties. Now, if you want to go into really gather information and we call it tactical intelligence, in order to see the infrastructure and to see where the leadership are really located, and to pinpoint all of them. It's difficult. Why? Because the situation is mercurial. As much as you advance in Gaza, the situation changes and the target is not really fixed. It's really moving and changing. You're not having only the surface area and the building area, the urban area. You have the underground, so it's like moving. So that's why they are on-the-job training. As far as they go, they gather information. Moreover, I think that Hamas have really prepared for this kind of scenario as far as we go in time. It's like pulling strategy for the Israeli to go into the urban area, but not really only fighting in the urban area. You have the underground area, which is like more than 500 kilometers of tunnels.
About a week ago, US intelligence said that the Israelis had dropped more than 29,000 bombs on Gaza, and that 45% of those were unguided projectiles. So those unguided projectiles apparently can miss their target by up to 30 meters. A former UN war crimes investigator says, well, obviously that's the difference between hitting possible Hamas infrastructure and hitting a residential building. Why would anybody believe Israel when it says that it's doing everything it can to minimize civilian casualties when it's using 45% of unguided projectiles on such a densely populated area? That's surely not believable. It's just Israel talking.
Let me tell you something. Even the smart bomb with no adequate and accurate intelligence is still a dumb bomb, And when you talk about like 45% are unguided, used in Gaza, 2,000 pounds each one. So what is the difference between 2,000 guided and 2,000 unguided? It's the same effect, since you are using them on an urban area. I mean, you know, the effect of this explosive, and I am an expert and, you know, explosive expert. I mean, it's gonna kill everybody around it. This is like a circle, like the radius of effect of this, you know, bombardment. So it doesn't matter how much you use. It reflects really the lack of intelligence now. If you have, even if you have like, you know, good intelligence, accurate intelligence about a target, and you are using 2,000 bomb, it's like disproportionate. If you want to kill a person and you are using 2,000 bomb, it's like this proportionate between the mean that are used and the target itself. So that's its lack of intelligence and lack of tactical intelligence per se.
That's a really, really good point, General, because I've heard that those 2,000-pound bombs, that they make the earth ripple like the sea. And so, as you say, they kill so many more people than possibly they intend to. General Elias, Hanna, we always appreciate the analysis. Thank you so much indeed.